My video for March the 14th, 2019 is video number 3024. The title is My Cousins Died Before Heaven Manifested on Earth. March 13th was my cousin Harold's birthday. He is no longer on this planet. He died a couple months ago now. When I saw it was his birthday, I sent a greeting for family and friends who might see my post on his timeline. I wrote, quote, "Happy birthday, Harold. What's heaven like, cousin? I still live in anticipation of heaven on earth. Will I live to see that? Many, like you, did not, at least not in your earthly body." End quote. His Facebook page says he was retired and disabled, proud to be a Yankee due to geography, proud to be Canadian by birth. He was a minister in the Assemblies of God, the denomination in which I was raised. Will he see my comment on his page? Can we know what is happening on earth after we die? For me, those are important questions along with many more. As my listeners know, I live to see the promises fulfilled in my lifetime while embodied, not after I die. As I said, he was not the only cousin to die in the past few months. My Uncle Jack's son, Alan, also died the day before Christmas last year. Uncle Jack was also a minister in that church organization, as was his father, my Aunt Catherine's husband. I seek better explanations as to the meaning of our earthly lives. I had other topics that I was thinking about in regard to my next video, but I always send out birthday greetings most of the time early in the morning while my other video is uploading, I send out birthday greetings for that day. I mean, it's not always that way, but most of the time that way. Anyway, I noticed it was Harold's birthday, and I also realized that he had two Facebook pages as my friends, and I unfriended him on the one without his picture. I hate Facebook pages that don't have a picture. That's what diminished many of my Facebook friends, because if they didn't post their picture, their face, or at least an image of some sort, why bother putting it on Facebook? The whole thing is to put your face there. That's my take anyway. But of course, it challenges me yet again when I see this to bring up my own dreams of fulfillment in this life. I live to see, while in this body, the kingdom of heaven on earth. I don't want to die to go to heaven. In fact, heaven is meaningless to me as a planetary being. Now, that may sound strange to someone that has lived, to someone like me, coming from someone like me who has lived my entire life on a mission that I thought was from God. As I've said before, I was given to God before my parents even got married. And I was conceived 4 days, apparently, after they got married, and born 9 months later, of course. In any case, these cousins and other cousins are now on the other side. They're all younger than me. I was the first one. All of them were born after me, and all of them are dying before me. My dad, as I've said, died at age 54. Alan's father died at age 60. And now Harold died, and what is he, 60? Was he 66? I think. I could be wrong there, but somewhere in that vicinity. And they're starting to drop off. My generation is starting to die out. And I still am here, and I still wait. Now, as I've also said in other videos, the firstborn in my family tree seemed to live the longest. Insofar as my father, his brother, who was the firstborn of 6, lived longer than any of the other 5 brothers. I think both Aunt Stella and Aunt Catherine are still alive, but I'm not sure of that. I'm really not sure. But my mother's oldest brother and youngest brother, who just died recently as well, the oldest brother was the last one to die of, again, 6 brothers, except for the youngest one, who was born quite a bit later than the rest of the family. So he just died recently, as I said, my Uncle Donnie. So my relatives are leaving this planet Earth, and I am assuming going somewhere. Now, is that true? I wish I could know. These are really important questions to me. And it's not about belief. It would be about knowing. Now, yes, I have had past life recall. If that's real, it seemed real when I was experiencing it. But I still, in retrospect, question. I am one who questions, because I have a purpose, and it's a purpose that can only be fulfilled in this body. It can't be fulfilled in some other dimension, because this is the dimension, Earth, that I'm trying my best to impact and uplift. I want to see God keep his promises. Now, I know generations have come and gone and come and gone, and ad infinitum, perhaps, to infinity, eons, long, long periods of time passing from human experience. And humans keep going around and around and around on a cycle of reincarnation. Harold Beasley will probably never be here again as Harold Beasley. And if I leave, I will never be here again as Ron Van Dyke. And this is a picture of my father and my Uncle Jack. See, that was their antique car, except, of course, it wasn't antique when the picture was taken. It was what they traveled in at that particular time. Anyway, life goes on for the living. But what about those who cross over to whatever the other side is? Some say, this is the end. It's certainly the end of that identity. Whatever the identity was, it's the end of that identity. Is it the end of that being? Are souls real? Is there an afterlife? Is there a before life? Is there a continuum? These are questions that, to me, are the most important questions that I'd like to have answered, because it gives meaning to me as a living human being on planet Earth in 2019 on March the 13th, although this is the video for the 14th. And as always, I thank you folks for listening. Namaste.